Alright, let's do it. Yo, look what finally came. Are you ready for this? So if you've been around the home automation game, you might have heard of the new Google Home. What exactly is it? Well, it's Google's attempt at a voice-activated speaker / home assistant. Just like the Amazon Echo, the Google Home just sits on a table in your main living space and has a constantly listening microphone. When it hears you say, "Okay Google," it starts listening to the next thing that you say. This might be pretty familiar for Android users, because that's what Android does.
If you just said something, I didn't hear what it was.
Ta-da! So what does this look like in real life? Well, you can now access the power of Google with just a few words. Okay Google, what is George Bush Sr.'s grandmother's name?
George H.W. Bush's grandmothers are Flora Sheldon and Lucretia Walker.
Okay Google, what is the orbital period of the Hale-Bopp comet?
The orbital period of comet Hale-Bopp is 2,534 years.
It's crazy. What's especially cool is that you can start streaming content to a Chromecast from the Google Home. Assuming you have HDMI CEC turned on, the Chromecast will automatically turn on your TV and it'll just start playing. It feels magical. Okay Google, play the bloopers from The Office Season 5 on the living room TV.
Sure, playing the bloopers from The Office Season 5 from YouTube on Living Room.
Tell me, could you write down the name of that rehabilitation clinic you mentioned?
Okay Google, turn off the living room Chromecast. That's crazy. The Google integration does it in there though. Using the Google Home, you can automatically add stuff to a Google Keep list or to your Google Calendar. For Android users, this is the seamless integration you've been looking for. Okay Google, add milk to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added milk to your shopping list.
Now you may have heard that the Google Home does not have an open home automation API, which does suck, but not all hope is lost. The Google Home does support Nest, Hue, SmartThings, and IFT. Now, I'm not a huge fan of IFT because it's kind of slow and I try to avoid cloud services where I can. But I will say that the Google Home's integration with IFT is really cool. You don't actually have to use a trigger word. Once you get everything set up, you can just say, "Okay Google, good night."
Shutting things down. Good night.
And it'll trigger things inside your home automation system. That's cool. The big downside here is that the IFT integration is pretty manual, and you'll probably have to create a new applet for just about every device in your home automation setup. So what sucks about the Google Home? Well, I found 3 things. Number 1, just like the Amazon Echo, the Google Home has no way of receiving push notifications. So if you wanted to use it for, say, a doorbell or for announcing something from your home automation system, you're out of luck. Number 2, there is no public API yet, which sucks. The Google Home has no way of retrieving information from your home automation hub. So you can't ask the Google Home what the temperature of your living room is. What? And finally, number 3, the Google Home can only be used with one Google account. So if you have multiple Google users in your house and say somebody else wants to add something to their calendar but the Google Home is registered to you, well, they're out of luck. Technically, there are some workarounds to those problems, so it's not impossible to do some of those. But it's not easy. Hopefully, in time, Google will address those issues. So, the million-dollar question. What's better, the Google Home or the Amazon Echo? The Amazon Echo and the Google Home both have access to extensive music libraries. The Google Home also has access to YouTube and to Google Play Music. So, if you're a Googler, that's a big plus. The Google Home's ability to remotely start a cast and to start streaming content anywhere in your house is completely clutch. The Amazon Echo can't do that with a Fire Stick. However, the Echo can connect to a Bluetooth speaker, so if you have Bluetooth speakers and wanted to use them like that, the Echo's not a bad way to go. For basic home automation users, the user experience between the Google Home and the Amazon Echo is basically the same. The Amazon Echo does have an extensive home automation API, so if you're a power user, there's actually a lot more you can do with the Amazon Echo, including retrieving and announcing data from your home automation system. So yeah, you actually can ask your Echo what the temperature of your living room is. That said, if integration on the Google Home is a little better. On the Echo, you have to say, Alexa, and then the word trigger, and then a key phrase. On the Google Home, though, you can just say, okay, Google, Alexa, stop, everything's listening all the time. On the Google Home, though, you can just say, okay, Google, and then the key phrase. And I know that sounds like a little thing, but it makes it a lot more intuitive to use. The full-size Amazon Echo goes for $180, whereas the Google Home goes for $130. The Amazon Echo Dot is only $49 though, so if you don't need the high-quality speakers, it's definitely a good way to go. So, what's the tiebreaker here? The search engine. So far in my quick testing, the Google Home absolutely destroys the Amazon Echo in finding answers to questions that I ask it. Being able to query the most powerful search engine ever made with just a few words is crazy. As an Android user, and because I'm so tied into the Google ecosystem, I find the Google Home more useful for my daily interactions with like grocery lists and traffic and calendars and things like that. To me, that integration and having the power of Google is a knockout punch. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you agree. If you want to know how I'll use the Google Home in my home automation system, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be covering that soon, plus a lot more really soon. So, stay tuned. As always, happy automating. Cheers.